Hey, what's up friends? This is Sohan and you are watching Technical Spark. Friends, in our DLP series today I am going to demonstrate how to take backup of your DLP policies. I know lots of you guys confused whether to take complete EPO backup or it's just a DLP policies backup you have to take, and what are the things are getting covered when you backup and restore the DLP policies, or let's say DLP backup. So very first let me tell you that these are the two different things. The EPO backup is completely different, which includes everything, including your database as well as your settings. And when you talk about the DLP backup, then under DLP, it only backup DLP things like your policies and other stuff. So we are going to test everything practically, that what are the things are getting restored after we restore the backup. Okay, so we'll cover both the things: complete backup process as well as the restore process, how exactly it works and how you can take the backup. So instead of much theoretically talking, let's check out practically how things works after this small intro video. Welcome back guys. Now let me launch my EPO console. Here we go. Now friends, before we proceed further, let me just tell you that currently policy assigned to my entire organization is Technical Spark DLP policy. Let's open that. Under this, only one rule set is present, that is Technical Spark rule. Now let me show the same thing from the DLP policy manager as well. You can see I have just only one rule in my entire EPO server, that is this one. And if I open this particular rule, then there is a multiple policies are available. Got it? So what I'm going to do, very first we'll take a backup of my DLP policies by going into the DLP settings, and once successful backup is completed, then we are going to delete some of the things and we'll then restore the backup. Okay, so very first we will have to select the first option, okay, that is OPG. And if you want to encrypt your backup with a password, then yeah, you can use the tick mark this second option and enter the password which you want to keep. But since this is just my test EPO server, so I'm not selecting, or I'm not encrypting my backup file. So selection has been completed. Now just click on backup to file. It will take 20-30 seconds to 1 minute or 2 minutes time, and in some cases it takes 5 to 10 minutes also. So keep that in mind. Perfect. My backup has been completed and is have saved one file here. Let's open that. Here is the file. You can see the type is backup file. The total size is 203 KB and this is the default file name. Okay, dlpconfig.backup. So since we have backup of all the policies, so I'm going to delete some of the things from my rule set. Okay, so under this, what we'll do, right now there are total 10 policies are available, out of which let me delete 4 to 5 policies. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these policies I have deleted. Yeah, delete protection rule. Yes, only 4 policies are remains now and 6 I have deleted. Let's go to the device control, and here also let me keep the 3 to 4 files only. So let me delete one randomly, that is TrueCrypt. Action, delete detection rule. Yes. In discovery only one policy is available, so let's keep that. Okay, and under data protection, let's check out let's delete one of the classifications. So for clipboard protection, which classification is used? Then that is clipboard protection classification. So let's delete that as well. Menu, classifications. Let's go to the Technical Spark classification, and here is the clipboard protection classification. So let's delete this classification. Yes. Is already assigned to one of the role. So we have to delete the different one. Let me delete removable storage, action, and then delete. Yes. So removable storage has been deleted now. Okay, so I guess this much of deletion is enough. So what we will do, we'll try to restore the backup now. Okay guys, let me check out one more time before I restore. Yeah, only 4 rules are available. Perfect. Let's go to the menu and then DLP settings. Under backup and restore, this time we are going to restore the data. My file is not password protected, so let me unselect this and let's select here restore from file, and this is my backup file. Open. Okay, it's analyzing the integrity level of this particular file, and it's asking whether you want to restore or not. So let's click on restore. Okay, my backup has been successfully restored, and this is the information timestamp we have got. Now let's go back to our DLP policy manager to check out whether the things are restored properly or not. Let me open the rule set. Okay, it's showing true code device also, and then if I go to the data protection, then it's showing all the rules along with their incident ID intact. Now let me go to the classification, removal storage protection. So this is also came back. So guys, now I believe you have understood how exactly this backup and restore process works. This is very much easy and powerful tool provided by DLP. So if at any point in time, if you ever feel okay that I'm going to make some major changes into the EPU server for DLP policies, then you can always use this backup option, so that if anything goes wrong at the later moment, then you can use this tool to restore your DLP policies without any issue, and this will be in a few seconds or minute. Now guys, I believe you have understood complete backup and restore process. If in case if you still have any question queries, then please feel free to let me know in the comment box below. And guys, I would like to let you know that in next video I'm going to cover the data flow analysis. This is the heart of DLP, which means whenever you're going to start fresh configuration of DLP policies, this is very much required, because if you don't do the DFA, then you won't be able to configure your DLP solution effectively. So make sure you watch my next video, and very important. And guys, as always, if you found this video useful and if you think that it has added little bit of knowledge also in your brain, then please click on the like button, and don't forget to share and subscribe. And if in case if you are a new viewer on my channel, then click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to click on the bell icon. Okay guys, because as soon as you press on the bell icon, after that, as and when I'll upload new videos, you are getting automatically notified on the YouTube application as well as email. And for that, you will have to choose the option as a all under the notification. So guys, that's it in this video. This is Sohan signing out. I'll catch you in the next amazing video. Till then, bye bye.